Welcome back. Today on Dialed In DIY, we have a really versatile baby monitor stand that we're going to build that actually works great for other applications too, because this is one build, 4 configurations, and multiple ways to use it. The materials and tools that you need are not challenging to get a hold of. For more specific information regarding materials and specs, see the description below. For now, let's jump in. Monitors and other devices like this simply have one little slot on the back that takes a screw head and it'll hold it in place on something when you mount it, typically against a wall. This makes it very limiting for where you can put the device. So, let's create something different. It makes it a lot easier. To get started with this versatile, portable stand, we're going to start by taking the base of our device and measuring back to that slot on the bottom. Measure that distance off and point it out on the centerpiece of the wood that you're going to use for the platform. This is where we're going to make our drill hole. That's where the screw will go that holds the unit in place. With this done, we now need to measure out the spot that we want to put the PVC connector piece. We'll be using 1/2-inch PVC, and this particular connector piece is how we'll be attaching the platform to the base once we have that made as well. Depending upon the size and type of wood that you're using, you're going to want to drill your hole carefully. I started with one smaller size bit and then gradually worked my way larger because this particular wood is a little bit more fragile and I didn't want it to crack and break. At the end of the video, you're going to see just how versatile this really is and how much of a help it can really be when you're using one of these kind of monitors. If you've ever used a baby monitor like this, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. It can be quite challenging to get it set up and in a location where you can safely monitor your little one. Using whatever method you like best, you're going to sand out this hole until it becomes just the perfect size to fit that 1/2-inch connector. Once you're satisfied with the size, you're going to go ahead and put that piece through and then take your threaded end cap and tighten everything down together. Now you can go ahead and put the screw in place, making sure that the head of the screw is on the same side as the end cap. Please do note that I did put a washer on that screw before I put it in place, and then I put a locking washer underneath before I threaded on the wing nut. And now all you have to do to finish your platform is grab the monitor or whatever else you wanted to put on there, place it right over that screw head, and then slide it forward. Then reach around underneath, grab the wing nut while you're holding the screw, and tighten everything down. That will take your device and hold it firmly in place on the platform. And now you're ready to move on to building a base. We're using the piece of PVC under the platform as an arm which will connect to the base. The base and the arm make up the stand, which we're now going to make. That may sound confusing, but you know what? Let's spell it out, because all you really need to do is measure a couple of pieces of PVC about 12 inches or 30 centimeters long, and that will make our sides or the longer portions of our base. And then you need 4 particular 1/2-inch PVC elbows. You're going to add 1 elbow to each of the ends of these PVC sections, and then you're going to take a T-connector and put that in one of the ends. Once you have that in place, you're going to measure out the distance that you need in between there to cut another little piece of PVC to go on each side of that T-connector to then connect the 2 longer portions of the base. You don't have to be completely precise with your measurements on these, you just need it to be stable enough for whatever device you're going to have on top. So once I had a couple short sections of the PVC, I put them into the T, and then I put the T in between the 2 longer sections, and then I can get a good measurement on how wide this is based upon having the T in place. That way it makes it really easy to decide how long of a piece to cut for the other side, which you really don't have to figure out carefully, just eyeball it, and then cut your piece down to size. Once everything looked good, I made sure to push them together snugly, and then I tested it out by putting a short piece on top and then putting the platform in place. Spin it around a little bit and make sure you're stable, and guess what? You're good to go. Now you can experiment a little bit. Just for fun, I have another optional configuration that you can use. I actually have the clip from a broken desk lamp, which is perfect for making yet one more way that we can connect our platform. Since a piece of 1/2-inch PVC doesn't fit easily into this particular clip, I'm going to actually use a technique that I demonstrated in the adjustable stand used for the pop screen, and this is how we're going to make this all come together. I used a heat gun to just heat up that piece of PVC a little bit until it was a little bit soft, and then I flattened it out just a touch between 2 pieces of wood. Then guess what? The fit was perfect. With the piece of PVC sandwiched in place, I marked a drill hole spot, and then I got to drilling it out the exact same size of the screw that was already on this particular clip. I then just put the PVC back in place, lined up the holes, and put the screw in, tightened everything down, and it was a lot easier than I thought, but we were good to go. Then added a non-threaded connector to this particular piece of PVC so that it would be easy to add longer pieces of PVC if we needed to connect it to the platform, or you can just connect it right to this short piece itself. Now that we're officially done with the build, let's look at all the great ways you can actually try to use this. You can put it on a tabletop with a short stand, you can put it on the floor with a longer stand. You can even slide the base underneath a mattress or a sofa cushion so that you can aim the camera away into a crib or anywhere else that the children might happen to be that you need to keep an eye on. And let's not forget that clip. You can now put this camera anywhere you want and have it safely, securely held in place, aimed exactly where you need it to be aimed. Thank you for watching. Please press like and then subscribe. There will be more dialed in DIY to come.